What's going on YouTube? This is cjs064 and welcome to another Wi-Fi battle. Excuse me while I just turn my phone to silent because I can just hear everyone wants to message me now. It's funny when I'm doing my battles, everyone wants to message me, everyone wants to call me and everything else. So we're here today with our first RU battle for this channel here, so bear with me if I do make some mistakes because I am still getting used to the whole competitive battle side of things, and you know, this team here that I put together, again, I've talked to Justin, he's been a real big help, thank you very much Justin, and basically most of the team I kind of already had, but I just made a few last minute changes thanks to Justin. So this is the team here. I wanted to base it around Glade and Mega Camera, so that was kind of the main thing here. Now, I did test with a bit of it on Showdown, and it was a bit hit and miss, but it was winning some of the time, and it was losing some of the time, but it was losing for stupid things sometimes. So I'll quickly run through the team and I'll explain the reasoning for why. So first off, we have the Glade, just the normal Glade, because Mega Glade is not RU. Adamant Justified, obviously if it tries to be hit by a dark type, then we can boost their attack. And we got the Assault Vest because it's just a special defensive mon, and I didn't really want to do Sword Dance just because Trevenant can be such a problem for this Pokemon here. So we do pack the Close Combat, the Zen Headbutt, the Leaf Blade, and the Fire Punch. Now, the reasons why I wanted to go with Leaf Blade and Fire Punch, well, Fire Punch gets rid of the Trevenants and all the other issues that this here, sorry about that. And the Leaf Blade, well, it just gets rid of Gastrodon because I don't like Gastrodon and all the other, like Seismitoad and all that. It's really annoying, so I just think Leaf Blade would just be a surprise attack. Next in our team, we've got ourselves the Mega Camera, the Solid Rock Camera type Mega Camera, packing the Flamethrower, Earth Power, Yawn, and Stealth Rock. Now, my reasoning for Yawn, just because Yawn forces switch out, so I mean, if they want to stay in, they go to sleep. If they force a switch out, you can either give me a turn of Stealth Rock or give me a turn to go ahead and go for that Flamethrower or Earth Power. And I know Camera gets a lot of special attack when it's in its Mega form, so it was a good move to go with there. So next we have the Physical Wall Gastrodon. The Storm Drain obviously takes water hits, and Leftovers. Now, Skull, Earth Power, Stockpile, and Recover. Now, I was debating putting Toxic instead of Stockpile just because I think even though I've got Golbat as a Toxic user, having a second Toxic user wouldn't be too bad. But yeah, just something different. I've got the Aromatisse with Aromatherapy if they want a Toxic, the Gastrodon, but I just wanted to have some form of excuse me, a sort of setup, sorry, to go ahead and either go for Skull Burns and set up stockpiles, or go for Earth Powers and try to reduce special defense and all that with the opposing Pokemon. So that is that. Next we have the Drapion with the Adamant Sniper Scope Lens. So I'm going for the Trolley critical hit boosts over here with the Scope Lens. I was going to go Choice Band, but I do like Toxic Spikes and I do like Taunt on Drapion because Drapion is really fast. So it kills pretty much all those like stally mons that they try to go against, like Sigilif, like Golbat, I wouldn't say Golbat, but like anything that basically wants to try and set up. So even things like, I mean, it kills Trevenant within a second, so I mean, it just eats it up there. But Taunt's just there just to get rid of setups. So we've got Night Slash, Cross Poison, which both have high chances of critical hits, hence the Scope Lens, Taunt and Toxic Spikes. So that's our team here. And next up we have the Aromatisse, Bold, Aroma Veil, Hidden Ability, Aroma Veil, and Citrus Berry, carrying the Moonblast, Calm Mind, Wish, and Aromatherapy. Now, I did test this before. I wanted to try and go for the Trick Room instead of the Calm Mind, but the Trick Room only worked for the Gastrodon and the Camerupt. Everyone else, it really kind of hindered because it let them go first. I mean, there were some cases where it worked with Glade and everything else because Glade is, or it's not speed invested, but because Glade has good natural speed, the Trick Room didn't really work, so I just went with Carmine instead. Something a little bit different, and I guess because it's got Aromatherapy and Carmine and Citrus Berry, it just means that, and Wish as well, it just means it can pass wishes on to other teammates and bring themselves back up. And then finally, our last member for our team is the Special Defensive War Golbat. It's inner focus with Eviolite, packing the Toxic, Super Fang, Defog, and Roost. So if my opponent tries to set up for me, Toxic Spikes can be lapped up by the Golbat, so by the Drapion, sorry. Defog could be for Stealth Rocks and Spikes and everything else if someone tries to set up on me. And really just for the camera up, because that's the main thing. I want to make sure camera up, because camera up is really frail, but when it goes fast, when it goes first and hits, it hits hard. So that is going to be our team here. Now we're ready to verse our opponent, so I'm going to be right back as soon as we bring our opponent with our new RU team, and fingers crossed that we do really well here. Okay, so we are back, and I brought myself some pen and paper because we are going to try and be more vigilant with our behaviour when it comes to battling. We'll try to write down everything so we don't forget things, and because that's actually how good people do it, they actually keep track of these things. So we got a team here. We're looking at, we have an Uxie, a Scrafty, a Sigilif, a Glalie, a Golbat, and a Gastrodon. So some similar Pokemon between our teams here. Half of our team is the same. So actually no, hold on. No, only 2 Pokemon are the same. The Gastrodon and the Golbat. So, yeah. Okay, so common weaknesses I'm seeing on my team here. Let's see, we've got dark weaknesses, which we've got the Drapion, so that's pretty good. We've got the grass weakness and the fighting weakness, and, well, not common. We've got double fighting weakness, so the Glade's going to put in some work there. Let's see. Other than that, it looks pretty standard as far as RU and everything else. So based off what I'm seeing here, I believe he might start off with the Uxie. So I'm going to go ahead and open up with a Drapion to see if he's in fact is going to go ahead and start off with the Uxie. So best of luck to Eric here. And as I said, guys, if you guys want to become an opponent on my channel, go ahead and follow me at Sharpino9090 on Twitter. Follow us on the Facebook group Xenos, and also follow my personal Facebook group cjs064, so that whenever I put a video up on YouTube, you guys can go ahead and see that. So he is going to start with Uxie, which is fantastic for us. So we made the right prediction there, which is fantastic for us. We did make the right call starting off with the Uxie here. Now the question is, what is he going to do? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I've got a feeling he's going to try and set up rocks first. But I don't know if we outspeed. So I'm going to go ahead, and he could also bring in the Scrafty as well. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go for a taunt. See what he's going to do. Hopefully we outspeed. I'm pretty sure we do. We go for the taunt. We do outspeed, which is fantastic news for us. And we're going to see what he's going to go for. He's going to go for the Thunder Wave. So that was fantastic for us to land that taunt. So I think now we're in a position where we can go ahead and set up one layer of toxic spikes, because now that we've pretty much got the taunt as Uxie, unless it's got other moves, the only thing you could have is a ground type move that would really hurt us, but I don't think Uxie has access to it. So we can set up one layer of toxic spike, which is fantastic for us. He does have the Golbat on his team as a possible defogger, which more likely it is. Now he's going to withdraw the Uxie, and more likely he's going to bring in the Scrafty Thuggers, which is the Scrafty. So kind of predict that. We're going to go for the toxic spikes, and that is going to be a good turn for us here. So now we see the Scrafty. I'm just trying to think what he plans, what he plans on doing here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm pretty sure we still have speed, so I'm going to go ahead and go for another taunt in case he tries to set up on us, because he can go for a bulk up to try and to stall us out here. So we go for the taunt, and he goes for the knockoff, which is really unfortunate now, because now our moves are going to do absolutely nothing to this this Scrafty here. So we're going to go ahead. I think we should set up one. Actually, no, because if I set up one more layer of toxic spikes, it could bring in that Golbat. But in saying that, we'll go ahead. We'll go for another toxic spike, so we can basically do a lot of damage to his team should he decide to bring something else in. So we've got the second layer of toxic spikes in. He's going to go for Drain Punch, and this Drain Punch should do a little bit. It doesn't seem very physical, so I've got a feeling this is going to be his different set here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and swap out for the Camerupt, just because I feel like now he might swap in the Golbat to try and get rid of the toxic spikes. So we're going to swap out, and we're going to bring in the Camerupt. Now, even though Camerupt is a little bit frail, hopefully we can get it set up here to possibly get a Mega Camerupt out. So he is going to swap like I thought he would. He's probably going to go for the Golbat, King Wakul, which is the Glalie actually. So that's actually an interesting play. So now we've got the Toxic in place, which is good news for us. So now we're getting some residual toxic damage there. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go for the Mega Evolution and go for the... I don't know if I should go for flamethrower. I feel like flamethrower might be better, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the flamethrower and hope that we're going to do a lot of damage to this. So he does outspeed us. He's going to go for the Mega Evolution Glalie. So I pretty much knew Glalie was going to outspeed. Glalie is a lot faster than Camera Up. I'm just going to see if we can in fact live a hit from Glalie. Now, even though we are max HP, max special attack, Camera Up, I'm pretty sure we should still be able to live. Oh no, he's got an Earthquake. Oh jeez. No, we actually live that. We actually take that like a champion. We go for this flamethrower, max special attack, and it's gonna take out this Glalie. So that is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So Mega Camera Up taking one for the team, bringing down that Mega Glalie. So that was a terrific start for us. The Toxic Spikes might have mattered, but I don't think it would have. He's gonna bring back out the Thuggers. Now I'm just trying to think what he's going to do here. So he's now poisoned by the that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and go for the Stealth Rock in case, more likely he's going to outspeed us. He's going to go for the Drain Punch thinking we're going to land a hit, but we should live this, we do. And we're going to go for a Stealth Rock. So now we've pretty much set up all our hazards that we really need to do on this opposing team here. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I think now would probably be the best time as ever to go ahead and go for a swap into the Aromatisse. So we're going to swap out, we're going to bring out Aromatisse. Now, the only thing that could be a problem with this is if he goes ahead and swaps in for the Golbat. But what I can do is I can go ahead and go for a Wish and possibly bring back up the Camera Up to back to full health. So he's going to actually go for the Bulk Up. So he's trying to go for that boost. Now, of course, knowing that, of course, he's got the leftovers, so we do take note of that. So we'll just say that's what is it? Scrafty does have the leftovers. So he's revealed Knockoff and Bulk Up. So I knew he had Bulk Up. Let's see, leftovers. Knockoff and Bulk Up. So now I believe he's going to go ahead and go for a swap into the Golbat, pretty much expecting a Moonblast. So he's going to swap out, because you don't want to stay on the 4 times effective move. He's going to bring in the Golbat as I predicted. Now, the only thing I'm going to say here is he could in fact go ahead and go for the default, which would be unfortunate because it would get rid of all the effort that we have here. But unfortunately, we really can't do much about it. So we're going to go ahead and, because we've gone for the Wish. Now, he could predict that and actually go ahead and go for, but I'm not too sure if Golbat has a move. I'm not 100% sure. So, just to play it safe, I'm going to go ahead and, because if he goes for anything like Brave Bird or something, it could be terrible for us. I'm just trying to think, is he going to predict, or is he going to try to get rid of everything? I feel like he's going to get rid of everything, so I'm going to take a risky. I'm going to go ahead and swap back into the Camera Up and hope he does in fact go for the default, because if he goes for the default, then Camera Up will bring back up to full speed here with that Wish. So we do get the Wish off. He's going to go for default, so like I predicted. So it was a bit of a waste of a turn, but it made Wish come back through, and it brings back up our Camera Up to maximum health, so, or a higher amount of health. So that's good news for us. So now I think we're in a good thing to go ahead and go for the Yawn, and either force it out, or if he goes for the U-turn, to go ahead and hit something else. So we're in a pretty good position here. We pretty much made force out a defog, so we can go ahead and heal up Camera Up after taking a hefty hit from that Glalie. So that was good news for us. So he's going to actually go for the Toxic, which is unfortunate, but you know what, it's all part of it here. So he does go for the Toxic, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Yawn, and more than likely this is going to force out the Golbat. So I guess it was kind of a good move, but at the same time it wasn't good at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go for the double Yawn, because I feel like it's going to go ahead and swap out, because it just seems way too obvious. But we can possibly go for, he is going to withdraw, so that was a good prediction for us. I knew he was going to swap out, either U-turn or do something else. So he's going to bring out the Gastrodon. Now, Gastrodon could be a bit of a problem, but not to worry, because we go for a second Yawn. So I mean, if this Gastrodon wants to stay in, it's going to have to take a turn of sleep. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to swap into the Gallade, because we do pack the Leaf Blade on this. So if he does in fact decide to stay in here, we can go ahead and we'll go for that hefty hit of Obviously, he is going to actually swap out, so that was really unfortunate. He's going to bring in Laguz, which is the Sigilif. So I don't know if he predicted us to go ahead and bring out the Gallade, which is unfortunate if he does, but I mean, if it is what it is. So he's going to bring in, we're going to bring in the Gallade, and he's going to go for the burn. So I don't think he's going to have Psycho Shift on this, just because that's normally it's got Magic Guard, so it doesn't take any burn damage. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just trying to think what we can do here, because if he gets that burn off onto us, that could be a problem. So I'm going to swap back into Aromatisse, expecting the Psycho Shift, because Psycho Shift is going to be a problem for Gallade or Drapion if it gets hit by that. So we're going to bring in the Aromatisse here. I probably should have swapped into, but we want to get rid of the poison. He's going to go for Psycho Shift as I predicted, so that was a good move for us, predicting that Psycho Shift. And now the Aromatisse burn, but not to worry, because we do have the aromatherapy to heal our problems. So that wasn't actually too bad for us. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go for the aromatherapy, just because I feel like aromatherapy is the best move, it's the best way to go. He's going to go for Cosmic Power. So yeah, this is going to be the Storly build of this here. So we're going to go for aromatherapy, and I probably should have gone and swapped into the Drapion. That probably would have been the best choice. But what I'm going to do is, because now we got rid of the poison off that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go for the Wish, and we're going to try and bring out Camera up, because what I can do is, oh yeah, he's burned. Okay, so probably wasn't the best move, but we can bring in Drapion and bring it back up to full health. So even though he's +2/+2 now on the defensive side, we can try and bring in Drapion back to full health, and because I don't think Cosmic Power hits Dark types, I believe, because I know Cosmic Power is a Psychic type move. So we're going to go ahead and swap back into the Drapion and see what he's going to do here. So he's going to go for can't even talk. He's going to go for another boost of that, which is going to bring Drapion back up to full health. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go for a Taunt, because Taunt stops him pretty much going for anything else. He actually outspeeds us, which is really unfortunate. I really thought we would have outsped, but then again, we don't have any speed investment on this, so he already spent, but we're going to get the Taunt off, so now basically he can't do anything. So, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we managed to get the Taunt out. Now we just need to find a way to get rid of this. The question is what? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap out into Golbat, and I'm going to try to go for a Super Feint to get rid of it down to half health, because now it's at basically a level where Super Feint is going to go for Storm Power. Oh no, this is going to be super effective, and it's going to hurt like a bitch. It hurts like a bitch, like I said. So that was kind of a misplay on our part. We probably should have predicted that, because now he's pretty much trying to... Shit. Alright, so... that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. God damn it. Should have not have done that. We're gonna go ahead and... yeah, we definitely should have done that. We'll swap back into Aromatisse and rely on its rely on the Citrus Berry to kind of bring us back up. Because what I think we should do is we should start setting up our Calm Minds to pretty much get Aromatisse back up to a respectable level. Now this is a max HP, max defense, so this should... it does a lot of damage to us, but we do pop the Citrus Berry, so I don't know if we can live another hit. I'm pretty sure we won't. Oh, this is terrible. I'm gonna go ahead and... shit, this is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Because I let him set up too much. I'm gonna go ahead and go for a Calm Mind. He's probably gonna go for the Store Power, and the Sigilif is gonna be a huge problem for this team here. I probably should have gone ahead and gone for... yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, this is what's going to be killing me. These plays like this here are going to be killing me. The Sigilif is going to be a huge problem for us, and I feel like we're going to be Sigilif swept here. This is absolutely terrible. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the aromatherapy, because I don't think there's anything else we can do here. He's going to go for a Stored Power, and yeah, we're just in a lot of problems here. We are in big problems here, because I don't have anything that takes on bloody Sigilif. case is gonna be terrible. This is gonna be bad. So God damn it, this is gonna be so... We're gonna be swept. We're gonna be swept by the Sigilif. This is not good. This is not good at all. I'm gonna go ahead and go into Drapion. Did not come prepared for this at all. I've just let it set up and it's now going to kill me. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go for the Night Slash and see how much damage this does, I hope. Because I know critical hits bypass stats and everything else, so... But we're burnt. I should have gone for the aromatherapy to get rid of the burn off Drapion, so that's really unfortunate for us. Because now we're left in a world of problems with this Lagoose setting up here, which is not good at all. He's actually going to swap the Lagoose, so that actually works for us. The fact that, oh yeah, I forgot we got rid of, he's going to bring in the Gastrodon. Now I'm just trying to think, what is he going to possibly do? The Pax Rocky Helmet maybe? No, it's got the leftovers, so... Okay, so that was good that that Lagoose is gone. That's actually really good that it's gone now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and see, this is the problem. That thing's going to come back and it's going to be a world of hurt for us. We need to find a way to probably going to go for the Earth Power. So I'm going to swap into Golbat, anticipating an Earth Power to take us out. If he goes for Stockpile, that might not be too bad if he goes for Stockpile. He's going to go for the Toxic, but it doesn't affect us because we're a Golbat, so that swap out from that Sigilif has actually given us a bit of light, so to speak, because now we do have a bit of mobility with what we do here. But I got a feeling we're going to see that Sigilif come back in, so I'm going to go ahead and go for a Super Fang, anticipating it to come back. We actually have speed, so it might pack the Ice Beam. No, he packs the Scald. If he gets the burn on us, this is going to be just terrible. So the Scald goes through, doesn't land the burn. Thank goodness. Thank goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. So I think now we're going to go ahead and go for the Roost. I think he's just trying to land a burn because now stats is going to be a huge problem. And since we've lost our aromatherapy user, it's going to be a big problem. I think I should have got rid of the Golbat because I don't think, besides maybe the Uxie, I don't see anything else in his team possibly setting up a... that thing there. So yeah, we're gonna go for the Roost, and hopefully I've got a feeling he's gonna swap back out into Lugaz. Lugaz is gonna be, like I said, a huge problem for us. But like I said, it is what it is. I'm still learning. He's gonna go for the swap. He's gonna probably bring back in the Lagoose. Now he's gonna bring back out the Uxie, so I've got a feeling now he's gonna try to go ahead and go for some sort of setup here. So we do get the Roost off, which is fantastic for us. Now I'm just trying to think what he's going to do to us, because now we've got stats galore. I'm going to go ahead and bring out the Drapion, because if he wants to go for a Psychic type move, the Drapion's just going to eat it up. The problem is, because Drapion is in fact burnt, it's just going to do less of an impact as what I thought it was going to be. So lesson learned, do not let Sigilif set up. I think that's the main bit of it. But he's going to go for Stealth Rock now, which is really unfortunate. So I think he might predict us to swap out. And because of us swapping out, he's actually going to go ahead and either bring in the Lugaz or the something else. So anticipating, what can he bring in? If he brings in the Gastron, he can recover. If he brings in Sigilif, he can try and set up again. I just don't want it to set up again. I just do not want it to set up again. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a Night Slash and see how much this Night Slash does to Uxie. But he's going to withdraw. I should have gone for a Taunt. He's going to swap into bloody... Oh, he's going to Golbat. Okay, so that works out for us. That's what he does. We're going to go for a Night Slash. It's probably not going to do much because the Golbat with Eagle-Eye. But he's probably going to go now for the Super Fang. So, with that, I feel like we're going to go ahead and I think we should just, if we set up Toxic Spikes, it's just going to force the Golbat to heal up. So, only it now hurts. Scrappy's already poisoned, so really now it's all just for Gastrodon. I don't know. Gastrodon really. I mean, we'll just get a one layer of Toxic Spikes, and I just feel like that's what it should be perfectly viable. Now if he goes for default, he gets rid of his own rocks as well, so I mean that's not too bad I suppose. He's going to go ahead and go for the Brave Bird. I don't know if he was expecting us to swap into Gallade or something, but the Brave Bird is going to do a lot of damage to us, and we're pretty much down to our wit's end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go for a taunt, anticipating him going for a roost, because I feel like that's what he's going to do. He's just going to go for the roost, let the burn kill me, and that will be the end of this Drapion here. So it's unfortunate that we've lost the Drapion. He's going to go, yeah, he's going to go for a roost. So I did predict that roost to go through, but that's not going to happen. We're going to lose, unfortunately, the Drapion, and there goes the Drapion. So now we've got to go back here. I'm just trying to think. We could go into the Gallade, which I think might be the best move for us to get rid of this Golbat here. So we're going to bring in, now remember this Gallade is Assault Vest, it packs Fire Punch, it packs Leaf Blade, Zen Headbutt, Close Combat. So I'm pretty sure that a Zen Headbutt from this range should kill, but don't hold me to it. We're going to go ahead, we're going to go for a Zen Headbutt. He could switch back into Lugards, that's more likely what he's going to do because he's taunted. He can't really do anything, so he's going to swap out, and he's probably going to bring in the Lugards as he does here, and he's probably going to try and go ahead and pass off this burn onto us here. So we go for the Zen Headbutt, it's going to do next to nothing, and does nothing. But now, like I say, he's going to go ahead and try to pass off that burn to us. So what I'm going to do is, I could try to set up the Gastrodon, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to swap into Camera, expecting the Psycho Shift. Now I know we're taking one damage from this, but I'm pretty sure that a Storm Power without thing shouldn't do anything unless he has an actual defensive move. So we're going to bring in Camera, expecting the Psycho Shift to happen. It does a little bit of damage to us. We're going to see the Psycho Shift, but not going to affect Camera because he is a Fire type. So that was a good move for us. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go for a Flamethrower and hope and pray to done a lot of damage. Even though I know this Lugards is probably going to, yeah, he's going to go ahead and start setting up on us. So shit, this is not good for us at all. I'm just trying to think what we could possibly do to get out of the situation because he's going to be max HP. We're going to have a lot of problems here, but that Flamethrower does a lot of damage. So if we can keep going ahead to these flamethrowers are going to do a lot of damage to keep the Lugards on the hill. So he's going to go ahead and go for the roost. So I think that's a good thing for us for the fact that we're going to keep these flamethrowers are going to keep this Lugards now on the range. So we go for another flamethrower and it brings it down to pretty much the same amount. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little dicey play here. I'm going to go for a Earth Power, expecting him to go for the roost. Because if he goes for the roost, he's going to lose his flying capabilities. There we go. And hopefully we can get a special defense reduction so we can go for the flamethrower here. So he brings us back at the same. We're going to go for an Earth Power. Now it's actually going to hurt this Lugards. So we can get a special defense drop. This might actually be very good for us. We don't, which is really unfortunate. So I think we're going to keep up these flamethrowers only because we don't know exactly how long this Lugards is going to go for. So we're going to go for another flamethrower. He's actually going to go for another Cosmic Power, expecting us to go for the Earth Power. Now I'm pretty sure that this flamethrower should kill the Sigilif, so we go back to flamethrower. Is it going to be enough to kill this Lugards? It is. Thank you, gosh. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, that's Sigilif. That's Sigilif. Okay, so we played around a bit. We kind of baited him out to go for the Cosmic Power, and we got rid of the Sigilif, which is absolutely fantastic here. Absolutely fantastic. So I think now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go for a flamethrower. Now I'm just trying to think, even with, because I don't think Drain Punch is going to do much to Camerupt. So I'm going to go ahead and swap into the, I'm going to go ahead and swap into Gastrodon, because I've got a feeling he's just going to try and either go for the cheap Drain Punch to get some damage back. But we do bring in the Gastrodon, and we might try to set up a stockpile, even though I think he's actually going to set up the bulk up. So I'm thinking this might be a special defensive set. I would assume just from that. We're going to see leftovers damage, but the toxic damage is going to eventually add up. Now, if this has Rest and Sleep Talk, I'm going to freak out because I don't want to see another setup of Sleep Talk again after that last battle I had with Charlie. I don't want to see a Sleep Talking Pokemon again. So, I think now we'll go ahead and we'll go for the, well, he's already poisoned, so We'll go ahead and we'll go for the Earth Power and see if we can go for some special defense drops. He's going to go for another bulk up, so this actually, it could be good, it could be bad. The fact that we've lost our Aromatisse is a little unfortunate, so he's going to shed skin, so that is another problem as well. That's the other thing that is an issue with this Thuggers here. So now he's going to go ahead and keep setting up the bulk up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go for a skull, and hopefully we can get a burn on this here, even though it could shed skin, because that's the thing with Scrafty, is that it just sets up and it just becomes a huge problem. So we're going to go ahead and go for the skull. Hopefully we can get a burn on this. We do get the burn on it now. Hopefully it doesn't shed skin off. He does get the shed skin off. And it's a 30% chance it's going to happen, and it happens every time. So I don't know what is going on here, because it's 30% to burn and it's 30% to shed. So I don't know what to think here. So we're going to go ahead. I think we better go for the... I don't know what we should do here, because this is now becoming a bit of a problem. I'm going to go with the Stealth Rock. The Stealth Rock is going to be a problem with that Golbat. I'm going to try and go for another skull and hope we can burn it. I know I probably should be setting up stockpile, but I'm just afraid of a... I'm just afraid of something. I just can't think of it. We're going to go for a skull, hope for a burn, because now this is getting really annoying to say the least. We get the burn now. Can you stay burned, please? No, he's going to get shed skin. Come on, man! Seriously, what the fuck? Come on! God damn it! Seriously! Ugh. Very annoying. So we're going to go ahead and go for another skull here. Hopefully he gets burnt. Now he's going to start going for those drain punches. We are max HP, max defense, and that does over half. So if we can get this burn off and get it to live long enough to last a hit, that actually might be fantastic. So we get a bit of damage, no skull burn. And I think this is where things are going to get a little bit lopsided for us, because now that Scrafty is built up, it's pent up, it's ready to go, and that shed skin, that fucking annoying shed skin, ugh. So we're going to go ahead and go for a... see, this is the problem. I could go into Golbat, but he's now got all this HP, which is a problem, which is a big problem. So I'm going to go ahead and go for another skull and pray we can get a burn on this. I'm not going to recover because I just want this battle just to progress. I don't think it's going to progress. So he's going to go for a knockoff, and that actually is going to knock us out. So that is really unfortunate for us. So yeah. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in now. I know that that thing is going to outspeed us. We're going to go ahead and go for Golbat. Now I'm just trying to think here with this. Even though he's got his stat boost up and everything, so that does a lot of damage to us, those rocks. So hopefully we outspeed. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Super Fang. I'm pretty sure we should outspeed, unless he's max speed. We're going to go for the Super Fang. This is going to do a lot of damage to us. Well, a lot of damage to him, sorry. He's going to go for the knockoff. This should knock us out, which it does. So it looks like it goes from one sweeper to the next. So our Golbat is now gone. So really unfortunate now. We're down to 2 Pokemon. So what are our options? Our options now is to bring Gallade. Now, because he has knockoff, we are fully HP invested. What I'm thinking of doing is we should be able to live a knockoff, and if we live a knockoff, we could go for a close combat. Now, the thing with this is we can go ahead and if we live a knockoff, oh, we actually outspeed, which is fantastic. This should kill. It doesn't. Wow, unbelievable. We just missed the KO. And I think with that defense drop, we are in fact going to... Oh, he's actually going to go for rest. So... Oh, he's going to go for shed skin. Wow, I just realised that. Wow, that is so bad. Please don't shed skin that sleep. Please do not. Thank God. Okay, so I think now we're going to have to keep going for a close combat, praying he does not have the sleep talk. I'm pretty sure he doesn't, because he's revealed knockoff, knockoff. We get the crit. We get the crit. We got the crit. Oh my God, we got the crit. We got the crit, ladies and gentlemen. We did get the crit. And the crit mattered. Oh my gosh, that is unbelievable. Now we have a problem, because now we have a Golbat to deal with, and we're at -2 defense. And I don't think, even though we're max HP, I don't think a max invested Gallade is going to take a hit from that, from a -2. So the only hope I have is he's going to bring the Gastrodon. So now this is where the Leaf Blade is going to come into effect, which is fantastic for us. So now he's been poisoned, which I don't think is going to matter because it's just been the swap in, but we're going to go ahead and go for the Leaf Blade. And ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing a little comeback over here. We go for the Leaf Blade, and this should be enough to kill the Gastrodon. Yes, it is, and down goes the Gastrodon, and oh guys, it's happening, it's happening, the Gallade is coming through, woo! Okay, so now we bring down the Gallade, now it's 2-2 now. He's going to bring in the Golbat now, I'm pretty sure it's going to outspeed us now. I hope that we can live. We are -2 defense. We're going to go for a Zen Headbutt, I'm pretty sure he outspeeds us, but it'll be interesting to see if we can actually outlive this. He's actually going to withdraw, expecting the Zen Headbutt. I don't know if he was predicting that or... but he's going to double swap out to Uxie. We're going to land the Zen Headbutt, and that's going to do next to nothing. So we're going to see. Okay, he has 2 leftovers Pokemon on his team. I just realised. So I don't know what to do here because we're at -2 defense. I don't want to lose. I've got a feeling he's going to try to go for Thunder Wave, so I'm going to go ahead and swap into Camerupt expecting the Thunder Wave because I saw that was his first move, and I think he's going to try to paralyze to kind of cripple and make sure the Golbat can outspeed. So out comes back out the Camerupt. Now we're going to take a little bit of rock damage, which is unfortunate, but he's going to go for the Thunder Wave. He does go for the Thunder Wave. We make the predictions, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. There we go. So we managed to dodge that, which is fantastic for us. We've got back our defenses now. We'll go ahead and see if we can go for a Flamethrower if we can outspeed. I don't think we will, but I'll be very surprised. He's going to go for the Psychic, and that's going to be the end of this Camerupt here. So, unfortunately, we did have to give up. It was a irrelevant crit, really irrelevant. So, unfortunately, we are now down to this Gallade here, and I think he's just trying to do as much damage as he can to this Gallade before he brings out that Golbat. So, it's a very close one, ladies and gentlemen. We're down to the wire. Down to the wire. I think we're going to go ahead and go for a Fire Punch, and hopefully we could do. But he's going to outspeed us, go for Thunder Wave, so he's just now trying to ensure that his Golbat is going to live long enough to take hits from us. So we're going to go for a Fire Punch and see if we can get some residual damage set up on this Uxie. But this Uxie looks like it's going to be a physical wall, to say the least, because that damage did absolutely nothing to that Uxie. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, even though we did make a comeback, I've got a feeling we are going to, in fact, lose this game here. So, just for lols, I'm going to go for another Fire Punch and try and land a burn. He's going to go ahead and go for the Psychic. We do have the Assault Vest. We are max HP. That does nothing. We eat it up. But I think, unless we get another critical hit or something, and a burn or something, but we did get the burn. So, I don't think it matters, but we're just going to get this burn off. Excuse me. And we're going to do this damage to this Uxie here. So, this Uxie is eventually going to get whittled down. But I mean, he has double leftovers. I don't think I told him as single items only, but you know, I just go along with it. Like, I don't like it, but it just makes things a little bit interesting when you think outside the box here. Now, he's going to go for heal. He has Heal Bell. So he does have a healing stat move user, which is, of course, the Uxie. So he healed his burn. We're going to go for another Fire Punch, see if we can land another burn, because now we're eventually going to whittle down this Uxie. So he does get the leftovers up, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to go for another Fire Punch, and I think he's just going to try and whittle us down low enough that a Brave Bird from a Golbat is in fact going to kill us. So unfortunately, unless we can get some mad crits like we did on that Scrafty, because that mad crit on that Scrafty was ridiculous, to say the least. We don't get any burns. He's brought us down to half, and yeah, I think we've lost this one. Like, unless I don't know what I can say. Like, I did make a comeback. I made the best of it. We did get extremely lucky with that crit, so I'm really sorry, Eric, for that one. But you know, it is what it is. Like, it's Pokemon. You're going to see hacks like that every now and then. You're going to have, you know, that critical hit or that the paralysis that counts, or that extra turn of sleep that counts. So we just have to go along with this. So we're going to go for another Fire Punch here, and that Fire Punch is not going to do anything, I doubt. But we're going to lose to this. We're going to go ahead and lose to this Uxie here. So we're bare knuckling. Let's see if we can bring it down to a 1-0 instead of a 2-0, 0-2. So yeah, so I'll be very surprised if we win this from here. Like, if I was to bet on this match at this point, I think it would be like -$100 to bet on me. So, because we are down to our last Pokemon, and this Uxie is going to be obviously the Pokemon that prevents us from doing that. All that and the Golbat that's left over. I mean, I made a few misplays in that game here, but like I said, first battle of RU, so there are going to be some mistakes along the way. We're down to, I think, exactly half for us. So we're going to go for another 5 punch, and it's not going to do much, and we're not going to get a burn, and I think that's going to be the end of this battle here. So we'll play it anyway, because, you know, I don't like having to rage quit or anything. Like, I didn't really, like, even though I lost to Jake 4-0 on my previous battle, like, it was a good experience just because, like, it's a new battle experience and everything else. So down goes the Glade. So Glade now is over and out. Now, unfortunately, we do have our first loss for RU against Eric. So props to Eric, a terrific game there. Wasn't our game, you know, it's unfortunate, but he had 2 set up mods, which was the Sigilith and the Scrafty, which I need to look out for in the next video. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, if you enjoyed watching these videos, click the like down below, because as always, your support is appreciated, and the more likes these videos get, the more chance YouTube gets to showcase these videos, and then other people get to see these videos. So until the next time I see you guys, have a great day, have a great night. Whoever's watching this, wherever you're watching this, this is cjs064 over and out, and as always,